Are you still trying to figure out how to sell your coaching services so you can ultimately land more clients and continue doing what you love? In this video, I'll be sharing 3 super common sales strategies that, in my opinion, could actually make you look a tad sleazy and could repel clients. My name is Iris Smith, helping you to find your passion and make it your work. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. And if you're not subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button and the bell next to it so you get a notification as soon as I post a new video here on Wednesdays with the best tips, strategies and advice on how to leave your 9 to 5 and build a thriving business. Since I started coaching, I've been at the receiving end of many sales calls and emails from fellow coaches, and I've noticed some fairly common sales strategies that a lot of coaches use that might sound or look good on the surface. They might sound logical on the surface, but in reality, they stink. They undermine not only the coach themselves, they undermine their potential clients, and they do more harm than good in the long run. Now, I understand that a lot of new coaches might feel tempted to try out these sales strategies as well, but when they do, they end up feeling inauthentic, out of integrity, and kind of sleazy. Here's the good news. You don't need to feel that way. You can sell your services in a way that feels authentic, full of integrity, and not sleazy at all. I posted this video recently in which I talk more about that. Make sure you go check it out after you finish watching this video. All right, without further ado, here are the 3 super common sales strategies that make you look a little bit sleazy and could actually repel clients. Number 1, aggressively pushing potential clients to sign up now. If you've ever been in a position where you wanted to work with a coach, you'll know that making the decision to work with them is a big deal. You're not only investing your money, but also your time, and you're putting your trust in that person. You're hoping that they'll help you achieve some important goals that you set for yourself. But how can you be 100% sure? How do you know it's the right decision? Now, a discovery call or sales call should certainly help with that, but there always remains an element of uncertainty. So as a potential client, it's completely normal to feel a little bit unsure, on the fence, and scared to make that investment. Now, here is the thing. As a coach, you should know the difference between, on the one hand, encouraging a potential client to get off that fence and take the plunge, and on the other hand, aggressively pushing them to make a decision now. Not giving your potential client the time to think about it or speak to their other half about it is quite simply not okay, and it could actually push them away from you. So if they tell you that they need to think about it, they need to digest it, or they need to speak with their other half about it, say the following. Of course, I appreciate it's a big deal. I'm curious though, right now, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you think you'd benefit from working with me? 1 being not at all, 10 being a tremendous amount. If their score is an 8 or lower, ask them what their main concerns or worries are, or ask them what they think might be missing right now. You can then address those points before closing the call and giving them time to think about it or speak to their other half about it. Let me know in the comments, how do you feel about giving a potential client time to think about it? Do you think it might actually increase your chances of working with them? Or if you've been on the receiving end, how do you feel if a coach that you'd like to work with doesn't give you the time to think about it or speak to your other half about it? Drop your thoughts below. All right, moving on to sales strategy number 2, gaslighting. Yes, this shockingly does happen in sales calls and discovery calls, but it's very subtle. So you might not realize that you're being gaslighted if you are at the receiving end of it, or that you're doing it. What I'm talking about here is making a potential client doubt their own judgment and belittling or reframing their concerns, fears, or worries as signs that they just don't want it enough, or that they're not ready to step it up. When a potential client shows fears, concerns, or worries, that could be down to a lot of things. Maybe they are risk averse and they genuinely find it hard to make a decision like this. Maybe they've been burnt in the past when they decided to work with a coach. Maybe you have not explained well enough how working with you can help them to achieve the things that they really care about or that they want. Or maybe you're simply not the right fit for one another. As a coach, it's your job to take the fears, worries, and concerns of a potential client seriously and to show empathy, compassion, and address them in a respectful way. Saying that they don't want it enough or that they're not ready to play it big is quite frankly bullying and it undermines your position as a coach. Don't do it. All right, moving on to sales strategy number 3, misleading people with freebies. What I'm talking about here are downloadable cheat sheets, swipe files, how-to guides, online workshops, masterclasses, video series, and so on. And before I say anything else, I want to get this super clear. Freebies are a brilliant way to grow your business and sell your services, but you can do it all wrong. And I do see this happening a lot. Whatever you create, whether that's a how-to guide, a cheat sheet, a swipe file, a video training series, a masterclass, it can't be an elevated sales pitch. A freebie can't just be about getting them to work with you. First and foremost, a freebie in and by itself has to provide real value to the person accessing it, downloading it, or watching it, without them having to work with you or buy anything else from you. They need to be able to apply what you're sharing with them immediately and ideally achieve a small win as a result. This is the most important thing about a freebie. The piece of content that you're sharing with them has to give a result. If it doesn't, and if it's essentially an elevated sales pitch or a sales pitch in disguise, people sense this, people can feel this, and it repels them like crazy. People request access to a freebie because they want to get something straight away, right now, not because they want to be sold to. Here's the good thing though. If you deliver, or even better, over-deliver in your freebie, if you provide massive value and give them a win, that can be the gateway to starting a sales conversation with them. All right, so those were the 3 super common sales strategies that could actually repel clients. If you like what I shared in this video, then be sure to grab a copy of my Escape the 9-to-5 checklist, in which I share 8 things that you should be focusing on right now to build your business, establish yourself, and start attracting clients. I'll leave the link to get a copy of that in the description below this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. And if you are more in this topic, make sure you watch this video down here in which I'm sharing how you can sell your services authentically without feeling awkward. See you next Wednesday.